Paul, it was always going to be a tough first fixture of the 2021 season against a perennial Division 1 outfit in Hampshire. But what are your initial thoughts on the result and on how the Running Foxes played?
Obviously, I'm disappointed with the loss. There's one or two positives to take out of the game. The way we all got starts and we all, the batsmen played nicely. Harry Dearden got a lovely 40 in the first innings. Harry Swindles, 59. Unfortunately, we got starts. Hassan Azad, 27. Got starts, but we've got to turn those starts into big runs. Exactly what the Hampshire lads did. On a wonderful pitch, a bat first wicket, which Andy and his team prepared a belting wicket. Brilliant cricket pitch. 30 for 1, 70 for 2, 120 for 3. We feel we're in the game. And then a big moment, James Vince nicked his first ball and landed short as slip. We couldn't believe it. And then he went on to play a masterful innings. Allsop just grafted it out where Vince played, as James Vince can play, international player. He's dominated all around the world in the last 12 months. And to get 220 balls is an incredible innings. And then an icing on the cake from Liam Dawson, a cameo again from him that showed his international class. 150 of 139 balls. Took the game away from us. We talk about being ruthless, but at 120 for 3, if we can go 150 for 5, different game. But we didn't, so we have to learn from that. Alex Evans bowled nicely up front. Chris Wright bowled nicely again up front. But we've just got to back that up. We've got to build pressure from both ends, and sadly we let it slip. One really poor session, about 30 boundaries in that session, which is unacceptable at this level. And world-class players pounced on it, and 2 international players took the game away from us.
Yeah, I think there were times in Hampshire's first innings where we certainly didn't help ourselves with the ball, but in its simplest form, is it a clear distinction between domestic and international class in James Vince's batting performance?
Yes and no. We still know that we didn't play well enough. We know that we didn't bowl our areas that we know we can bowl consistently. Good players put you under pressure. Your margin for errors become much smaller. He was so strong off the back foot. Anything fractionally back of a length or just above the stumps, he rocked back and pulled over straight mid wicket, or he beautiful back foot drives through the covers for 4. And then when you pitch the ball up marginally, he's such a tall guy, 6'2", 6'3", gets on top of the bounce, very Michael Vaughan-like outside off stump. And, he made it very tough for our bowlers. And not a great deal of swing, a little bit of seam movement, but not a great deal of swing. And he played beautifully. I actually think that 5s, I was just talking to Eddie Burrell, their coach, the number 5's a great place for him because he's kept away from that new ball where he's been a little bit vulnerable in his career. Where he hasn't, everybody's known he's a prolific talent, but he's kept him away from the new ball, and now he's taken the game away from people. And we saw him at his very best, unfortunately. But we've learned good things from it. We know our standards have to be tighter against those world-class players. So yeah, a bit of both. A high-class player, but we didn't perform like we can. We didn't back it up and build enough pressure and go at 2.5 and over, 2 and over in good areas.
Absolutely, but there were a few positives throughout the fixture to take out of it. Obviously, both innings performances from Harry Dearden, a first-class best for Harry Swindles, a half-century for Lewis Hill as well. So there's definitely platforms there for the batting lineup in particular to build on and take forward into the season.
Yeah, definitely. It's 2 world-class bowlers, 2 of the very best in the world. Who opened the ball, Mohammed Abbas, who we know obviously, Kyle Abbott, who's averages 20 in international cricket, 6'4", 6'5", tall action, hits his honeycomb of deliveries. When you see the honeycomb, is exemplary. It's the middle to the top of the stumps, every ball challenging, ball nipping back, the odd one swinging away. So very tough. So I'm really pleased that we've got a lot of starts, that nobody's looked out of form, nobody's looked like they shouldn't be there. And yes, they're world-class bowlers can bowl some absolute beauties. I felt Lewis Hill got a pearl of a delivery that they couldn't do much with in the first innings. Second innings was a little bit different on 60 odd, just pushed out a wider one, tried to go down to third man when they've got a gully in there as well and 3 slips. Not a great option from Lewis, and he knows that. Yeah, pleased that Harry Swindles look positive again in both innings. Harry Dearden's looking fluent as ever, just desperate to now take the 60s and 70s into hundreds and big hundreds, take the game away from people as they did today. So Chris Wright down the order, righty, a wonderful 40, done a lot of work on his batting. It's important that we knew that we had to, we have a target and a challenge that the bottom four put on 100. This game they did that, getting over 300, which was positive. We just got to make sure we do that in the first innings and set a game up minimum 285 to 300 in the first innings. You're in the game.
Yeah, and of course there was a clear contentious decision that obviously took place in our second innings, that being the dismissal of Hassan Azad, of course. Obviously we're not going to go too much into it, as the matter is obviously now with the ECB, but a disappointing situation nonetheless that may not have directly affected the outcome of the fixture, but could have affected the way our second innings progressed into day 4.
Yeah, definitely. Hassan Azad batting beautifully. He's been our, averaging over 50 in county cricket. High class player, playing nicely. He's in 77 balls, playing beautifully. Big appeal for a caught behind, and all of a sudden, he whips the bails off with the wrong hand, and disappointed a little bit about the decision. We felt that it was a tight decision. We didn't feel that Hassan moved much, and then obviously the bails came off with the wrong hand, and you can't do that. And young McManus will know that, and he'll be regretting what he did right now in the heat of battle. The match referee, those incidences can't take place in our game. The match referee, obviously, Stuart knows about it, has chatted about it to the management of both sides, and now it's with ECB, and we know that they're looking at the matter very seriously. So, we all make mistakes, and he's made a big mistake there.